Hi, Kathy here from Kathy's Cute Creations with my daughter, Sherry.
Hi.
And now this is the second unboxing. I don't even know the date. Oh my gosh. I didn't mention the date in the last one.
May or June? Is it June?
How about July?
Okay, July it is.
So the other one would have been May, I think. May, July.
It was April.
May, July. No, never mind. I don't know when it is or what it is.
We didn't have the instructions on the other one, or the little welcome paper, so we don't know.
Okay, so this welcome paper.
We knew because of the box that it came in. We read what it said, remember?
That's right, because this is the June 2025 edition.
There you go.
All right, because we do have the paper for this one. So we do know what we have here.
So then everything came in this bag, and this is not like the other one. The other one was like a reusable grocery bag. This one is not like a crinkly bag. It's more like plastic. I don't know if you can see what kind through the camera, but it's just a little plastic bag. Anyway.
And it's
it's sturdy. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's reusable.
It's good to have, if you had some kind of papers, notebook paper, and you had to go to the car and it was raining, that would keep it wet. It won't get soaked through that.
Dry.
I meant dry.
Not wet.
I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, so let's start with My Spring House, which is the Bluebell blocks. Clue 4.
Wow, you knew the wind.
I know, I heard the wind just now at the window.
It
sounded like somebody was standing there going, ooh. All right, let's make sure.
Oh, and this is the month of March. So.
And the fence blocks are also in here. Yes, we are still in, wait a minute. No, we will be in April when that comes up. This is the last week of March.
I'm just saying it for the wind. It's not October,
oh, the wind. I
November.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's, you know, we're headed to spring of 26. This box is from 2025.
Right. Then in this box, you're also going to learn how to make the scallops. And this is your template. Now, you know that you can take this template and you can recreate it on Shrinky Dinks if you want, or
do you still make Shrinky
paper. I believe somebody bought a Shrinky Dink online. Just don't put it in the oven.
I thought that's where they go.
That's if you're buying it to make it for children to decorate it. But if you're going to use it for sewing, like I had a box of Shrinky Dink somewhere, I use them as templates. But if you put them in the oven, they shrink. Well, that's why they're called Shrinky Dink.
Shrinky Dink.
But you can use them. They're really nice. They're flexible. They're not really hard. And they're not really thick. So you can use them for templates. For sewing. That's what I use mine for. Yep. Okay.
I remember you having Shrinky Dinks as a kid, and there were little plastic things.
Right.
And you put little things in it.
Beads and things like that.
Some kind of a beads or something, and we put them on a cookie sheet and stuck them in the oven.
And you put a little hole in the top, and you can put them hanging in the window.
Because I was going to say Christmas ornaments, because that's what we made them for.
Exactly.
For Christmas trees.
Okay, next. We got a really nice pen cushion, which I love because I collect pen cushions. So does my sister. We both do.
You collect them?
Yeah, I have a whole slew of them. I've made some. See? There's one I made with a bird on it. There's one right there from October. There's a little red and white polka dot mouse.
I didn't know you collected them.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I'm just saying, yeah. That little one over there by the iron has the pins like in these pins that were in the last box.
I just thought you acquired them or you made them, not that you actually collect them.
Yeah, there's one right there somebody got for me.
I used to collect something and I don't collect it anymore.
Okay, next.
Okay, so the next thing is
something exciting.
Half square triangles, but they're on a roll.
That's right.
And it comes with the directions. Oops.
So your half square triangles will be perfect.
Cool.
Follow directions.
So let me get this straight. These are already, all you have to do is cut along whatever line. If it's a dotted line, cut it or sew it. And the other one is the cutting. You have a cut line and a sew line. Correct. And you just cut them out and use them. So it's paper piecing half square triangles.
Sort of like, yep.
Otherwise, I'm afraid to ask. Otherwise, how would you get half square triangles?
You take 2 pieces of fabric and you sew them, and there's a whole bunch of different ways to do it. You'll have to watch one of my videos because I can't explain it to you on a piece of paper. What are you looking at?
This Paper piecing. You lay the paper piecing on top of your fabric, pin it,
No.
and cut it along.
No. We'll do a video. I know. Don't
ask me anything about sewing.
I think I did a video, but we can do another video. Yeah. They have different sizes of those triangles, and the rolls are different sizes, which means you can get more or less. How many can you get out of there? 300, I think it said. Is that one 300?
Well, I don't have my glasses on.
These are 2-inch finished, oh no, this one makes 800.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
And you can ask me one thing about sewing. Do you know how to sew? That's it. That's the only question I can answer.
You know what a pen is. You know what a needle is. You know what scissors are. You can't say that. You know what rulers are. That's all about sewing.
I know what is involved in sewing. And then don't go so far without glasses, because.
Okay, lots of people can't go so far without glasses. All right, let's show the fabric because you're so good at that.
Thanks.
You are very good. And this is very pretty fabric too.
Oh, one other thing that came in it besides the fabric. Should I show it now?
Oh, that's right. Is the pin she's wearing.
I take this off and I'll show you.
And then what was the candy or the goodie or what did they have in this one?
Caramel?
Yes, they had caramels. Yes.
That's what we said in the first video that we made, since this is a remake of that video.
No, the first. Oh, I got you. Okay, so we did the first video.
The first video
was that
she
candy.
said caramel and I say caramel, and she said, "Okay, whoever."
Oh, I see.
Whoever says it caramel, press 1. If it's caramel, press 2.
Not press 2. Say it.
You know, write it in the comments.
Right. Who says?
Know what I'm saying?
Who says caramel and who says caramel? I think the caramel is old school. I think that's what it used to be called a long, long time ago. Just like they've changed everything, the wording.
No, it's just the pronunciation, not the wording.
Okay,
it didn't spell it different or anything. It's just a different pronounce, like potato, potato, tomato, tomato.
So that would be the region you're from? Is that why you say it that way?
Okay. Example. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Everybody knows this example because it's been on everywhere. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you look and see a video, it's been there. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Where we live, it is a shopping cart. Right? Grocery store, shopping cart, right? If you're in South Carolina, Georgia, it's called a buggy.
Oh.
I have never called a shopping cart a buggy. It's always been a cart. And then somewhere else, and I don't know what state, they call it, there's actual third name for it, but I can't remember. And I've only seen one video on that. I will have to look that up, and then she can add to this video. But there are 3 different words for a shopping cart.
See, I didn't know that.
Shopping cart, buggy, and something else. A trolley. That's what it is. Somebody calls it a trolley.
The trolley cart, they call it a trolley?
Yes.
Well, you know what we think of as a trolley.
Train.
Not even a full train.
No, it's just that little thing
got the passengers on it. No, not that. No, not that.
I was kidding. It was a joke. Sorry.
That was a good joke. Oh my God.
But yes, someone, and I'll have to find out where they call it a trolley. Anyway,
right.
Okay, going back to the button.
The pin. Oh, it's a button. Excuse me.
A pin would represent, it has a pin in it. Whoop. A button, it has, okay.
Magnetic?
What do we call this then? A brooch? Or is it only brooches have pins in them?
No.
It could be a brooch. But anyway, so this is the front of it. Hopefully it's not too much of a glare. It's really pretty. Little sewing machine. And out on the back of it, it has magnets.
So you put the magnet inside of your blouse?
Right. And that's how I had it. I mean, it's ingenious.
Instead of putting a hole in your blouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, I used to work somewhere and our name tags. Uh-oh.
You dropped your...
No.
It fell in your pocket? Oh, you don't have it. No, that wouldn't fall in your pocket.
There it is. Fell in the jacket.
Is that a basket or an ice cream cone? Or a fan? I don't know. I thought you were going to grab it out of my hand.
What?
You'll need your glasses on
basket.
to see what that is. There's something actually on the bucket. On the bucket.
Basket.
Oh my gosh.
Are you sure? What are we talking about?
Let's see. This looks like I looked like it had writing on it, but she took it too fast.
It's not an ice cream cone. I think it's just this. Where's my phone? I can magnify that even more. Oh no.
I don't know what it is. It does, looks like.
Hang on a second. you put it flat down so then it won't be moving.
So what does it say? M-A, doesn't it say M-A?
Turn it upside down since it's
We just have those on wrong.
magnetic.
Aren't
we funny?
Yeah, and that's why it looked like, see, when it's flipped around, it's an ice cream cone, because that's the bottom of the cone.
It looks like it, but that's a thing. It's like a warning label is what it is, saying that it's magnetic. So you don't want it to go near computers, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, whatever it looks like a cone. Some kind of cone. I don't know what that would be.
Wouldn't even begin to put that in front of the camera. But anyway, it looks like a little triangle, little bitty teeny tiny triangle, and then magnetic is around it, so it looks like an ice cream scoop.
Okay.
Anyway, so that is the magnet.
That being said, let's look at the fabric.
I was going to put it back on. No, better not. All right. Put the glasses away now. Because I don't need it to show the fabric. I just need it to see the fabric.
Okay.
All right. And we're back to mint.
And now you can talk about the writing.
Oh, my gosh. In the video, I didn't get to say anything. Oh, my gosh. My hair is starting to look... Again, this piece of fabric actually has flowers on it, and behind the flowers it says the name of the flower and what the significance of the flower does, like medicinal purposes, or what, you know, why people used it. It was really neat.
Remember, it's the periwinkle.
Right, and you can't really read it. I actually had to have a flashlight and a magnifying glass and the glasses on to be able to see it, because the writing is so little, and it's not like a whole paragraph or anything. It only has snippets because it's hidden behind the flower. But if you...
Okay, I don't know how to pronounce the word, but it says sweet, and then the word is A-L-Y-S-S-U-M.
Alyssum?
I guess, and that's a flower.
But it described the flower and everything.
And here's mint down here.
Mm-hmm.
And mint can go wild on you, I'm telling you.
Just be careful when you grow mint.
There's the periwinkle right there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Anyway,
next.
So going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really neat. I love it when fabric is describe stuff. Okay.
That's always it reminds us of wheat.
Oh yeah, because it's, you know,
the wheat before it's harvest. Let's put it that way.
There you go, out in the field.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like that. That reminds me. Is this the handkerchief one?
Yep.
Sort of. This little. That little thing right there reminds me of
it's got a name and I cannot remember it. I just can't.
Do you think maybe it's periwinkle or mint?
No.
Or
I should remember it. I don't care for it, to be truthful with you.
Oh.
And a lot of the fabrics, I don't know why I don't like it. Maybe it reminds me of an amoeba or something. I don't know.
And there it is again.
Bug underneath the microscope.
Oh, gosh.
I know, that's a
horrible description.
Well, I'm sorry, that's what it reminds me of.
Oh, and this is the back.
Apparently I was traumatized by something.
The back.
In the microscope.
Sorry. This is the backing of whatever you make. It's huge.
Whatever you make? How about the...
I don't know. What are you making?
The blanket?
Is this the either or is this the one that you can make everything in the box? Remember, that's the other discussion we had.
Yeah.
But it's very large, so it's almost like a bed sheet, like large like that.
That's for this here, the Muse. That's
the Muse is.
It can be a lapithro or a bed.
There you go. Either or.
Optional. There it is.
There's 3 options to make.
Optional, scallop edge, template included. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to.
So you can either make a lap blanket, which is 63 by 63. You can make a throw, which is 76 by 76. Or, again, see, I said it was like a bed sheet. You can make for the bed, which is 88 by 88.
Okay.
All right, that was it for that.
That was that box. So I'm going to lay it out so everybody can see it. Okay, here's everything that came in that box. Hopefully we don't get any glare. There's that wonderful fabric. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Hit the like button if you liked it. The subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You can make a comment if you would like. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.